out of the tall windows, the highest windows that let in the burning hot sun sometimes. And what I watch is the feet pass me by. They say you can tell a lot about a person by the type of shoes that they wear. On this particular Thursday, there was a new pair of shoes. Red, beautiful, strappy, as if they just stepped out of Saint-Tropez. Animal skin, snake, or maybe even alligator. I watched as they walked by, and then as they stopped and turned towards me, knees looking at me accusingly. And then I watched as they walked towards me and down the steps towards the front door. I heard the bell tinkle. I fell. And in my embarrassment, I gathered up the books. And then I saw a shoe. I followed the leg up. Silk. Cashmere coat. Green eyes and red hair that burned red gold. I smiled apologetically and she said, nothing. She turned and made her way down the front of the aisle between theology and history, and I returned to my counter and to my book keeping. I tried to read a book about cookery, but I couldn't concentrate. I kept finding my gaze staring up at the anti-theft mirror like a huge moon or a car headlight. But she didn't seem interested in books. It was more as if this was some kind of sanctuary for her. I saw her reach into her bag and pull out her something. And then I realized she was staring directly at me. I decided to take the bull by the horns. I decided to shelve a book. Can I help you at all? No, not really. Is there anything you're after in particular? Anything you wanted? Coffee would be nice. So that's what we did. We went for coffee. It was only 10:30, but I shut the shop anyway. There was only one man in the shop, and he never buys anything. We made our way across the street to the dingy cafeteria, and we had coffee, and we spoke about books. We spoke about the places we had been in books, the people we had met in books, the things we had done in books. For example, we spoke about 39 Steps by John Buchanan, and we both agreed that the book was far better than the film. And then she got up to leave. I panicked. I didn't know what to do, and she looked at me and said, I haven't bought a book yet. maybe 4 or 5 weeks. Until one day, she was late. I didn't understand why. It agitated me. And then the door opened again. And there she stood. But this time, not as usual. Today she looked as if she'd been touched by the rain. Her hair wasn't kempt. She had a ladder in her stockings, and a nail on her right hand was broken. She looked at me and said, "Nothing." Without taking her gaze from mine, she turned and made her way down the front of the aisle between theology and history. She reached out and plucked a book from the shelf, without even looking at the title. She then walked back towards the counter, opened the book, reached into her bag and pulled out a note. I remember thinking it was quite expensive paper, the sort that springs back when you fold it in two. She placed the note in between the flyleaf and the front cover, and then closed it, as if blowing a kiss. She placed the book down on the counter, turned, and left. The last thing I remember was that happy little bell laughing at me. I removed it the next day, and I left the book on the counter. The next day it rained, but it was a dry day. The door opened again, but this time without the bell. And there stood someone quite different. A man. You know, now people say you can read a person like a book. I don't really know about that, but I knew his genre. I knew where I'd shelve him. He looked at me, accusingly I thought. Then he approached the counter.
I need a book for me lady.
What type of book?
You choose.
I couldn't possibly even begin to imagine what type of book she'd like.
I think you would.
His eyes dropped down to my tie and followed it down towards the counter and to the book still lying there.
I'll tear that one and you rub it.
My head swam, my stomach churned, my heart thumped when I said, "Okay. I've got some wrapping paper out back and some ribbon. I'll go and make it look nice."
No, you rub it here.
He held my wrist for slightly longer than what was considered friendly. Make an informed decision. Have a look around. You might find something better.
No!
Okay.